Guys, what's up? I'm back. Uh, we're doing two mock drafts once again. This is like part 6 or something. It's crazy. We are really winding down. Draft is in a couple weeks. I think we got this, and then we got two more before the draft. So that's crazy. So we really gotta hone in and try to figure out what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna jump right in, start in with my ideal, then we'll go into the predictive because I feel like I can get through the ideal one a lot quicker because it's just like, we can look at my big board and just say like, yeah, that's my top player, that's who I want. Whereas predictive, we kind of gotta go through, good scheme fits, who Mike would want, who John would want. So overall, I just like doing my ideal first. So we're going to do that. Jump right in here. And we are on the clock at 16. Look who's on the board. Yeah, Cooper DeJean. I've been really flirting with the idea of trading down and taking Cooper DeJean. I like it. I think he's a really, really good player, really versatile piece. Troy Fautanu on the board is really, really appetizing. Let's see the trade offers here. We got Cowboys, Buccaneers, Commanders. You know what? I have been looking at the idea of trading back with the Commanders, either getting 36 and 40 straight up, and that's about even value, or we trade back 20 spots to 36, and we get a future second and like 78, or maybe not 67, but 78. We get our third round pick back and get a future second. I do really like that idea. If we look at the trade value chart, moving back from 16 to 36, that's about 440 difference in value. So then we get 78 back, that's 200, and then 240 left. Just goes into that second. This is my big board I got open here. So I do like this idea of getting our third back and then getting a future second. With Troy Fautanu on the board, it is hard to trade back, but I think we might be able to get someone like Graham Barton or JPJ if they do fall to 36. And also there are some guards in the third, fourth round that I do like as developmental pieces. So I'm perfectly happy with trading down here and getting hopefully a high second round pick for the future. So we're on the board here. Yep, so all the guys I would have liked on the interior are gone. We got some guys I'm leaning towards. I like Mikey Sainers still. I think he's really good. He's like a Devin Witherspoon light, So having him and Devin Witherspoon kind of feels like overkill, but I would love it. Michael Penix is intriguing here. I'm not going to pull the trigger on a quarterback early in the second. I'm not going to do that. Ruka Rohoro, I like a lot. I comp him to Justin Matabuke, so I really like him in a Mike McDonald defense. I think he could be really good under Mike. Edrin Cooper, got Junior Colson. I've been leaning more towards taking Edrin over Junior, just because, Mike has that connection with Junior, so he knows his game, but that might also prevent him from taking him because he might look at Junior and say, okay, here are some of his flaws, and that's not really something that I want in my defense. So I've been leaning more towards taking Edrin. Who is on the board here that I would like? I mean, I do love the idea of getting a wide receiver in Keon Coleman. I have a mid-first round grade on him. I love him. My pro comp is Mike Evans or like a DK Metcalf, but a bit slower. So I really like him. Roman Wilson is a really good receiver too. I like his game, and I think he would fit well for us in Seattle if we did end up trading Lockett or cutting him next year. I think he could be a good option. I might actually want to trade down again, honestly. If we could trade down to the middle of the second, pick 45 with the Saints. Let's see what we could get here. 45 with the Saints, so that's 450, 540 to 450. So that's about 90 points. So, wow. They don't even have a fourth rounder, huh? That's crazy. Look at all these ads popping up. Get out of here. What about the Colts? Colts, Indy. All right, they could give us their fourth and maybe like a future fifth. We could do that. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. Wrong one. With the Colts, so we get, yeah, because that's 440. So that's, yeah, that's about, well, that's actually like an even 100 on the value chart there. So yeah, I like that. Getting that, and then we could even do a future fourth. Maybe we throw them like a future seventh and we get a future fourth. I like that. If we go, they give us 117 and then throw us a future fourth and we throw in like future sixth. I like that value. I think I'm going to do that. So then we move up with one of our, and then that's really good because looking at the future, we got a second round pick from Washington and we went from a sixth to a fourth. So I really like that, and we just get an extra pick for this year. I really like that. And now we should have 9 picks, right? Yeah, we have 9 picks. That's like my max. I don't like going 10 or more picks because, I mean, if we do 10 or more picks, like at least one of them won't make the roster, and we got to pay these guys too. So it's hard for me to take 10 guys or more. I don't like it. Roman Wilson is still here. Rook or Rohoro. I think I'm leaning Rook. Christian Haynes is really, really intriguing. I like him. I think he has potential to be a top 3 guard, right guard in the NFL, but he can't play left guard. He won't play. I wouldn't put him at left guard. So if we were to do that, I would say get Christian Haynes, put him at right guard, and then you get Bradford as a really high upside backup. And then, left guard, you could either move Olu and draft a center later on, like a Hunter Nourzad in like the 6th, or just draft Hunter Nourzad and start him at left guard because he can do that too. So I do like Christian Haynes. I like Edgerrin Cooper. I like Jaden Hicks a lot. Man, there are too many guys on the board that I like. I think I might. Kyrie Jackson is ranked so high. I think I might go. Christian Haynes. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Christian Haynes because I just love because we don't even know what we have in Bradford yet, and we have the opportunity here to not even risk it. Like, what if he's not good? We have the opportunity to not take that risk. So we have the opportunity to get one of the best right guards in the league, and I really like that. So we're going to grab Christian Haynes there, and hopefully we can get someone later on that could start at left guard. Wow, T'Vondre Sweat is still on the board. If that happens, which he did just get arrested a couple days ago for a DUI. If he does fall to the 3rd, I am snatching him up. T'Vondre Sweat, I have an early first or second round grade on him. If we actually look at, I have, let's open this up. I have my draft order board here. This is the board I'm going to be using when I stream the draft. So I got literally all the picks here, and I'm going to be entering them all in. But I did just do this today. Just update it. This is my first 2 rounds of big board. I'll post this link in the description too if y'all want to see like a more in-depth big board that I'm not finished yet, but I do have like best team fits and then pro comps, and I do have T'Vondre Sweat at 38. So yeah, early second round, but I will leave this in the description if you guys want to see a more in-depth big board as well as the full NFL draft order right here. So yeah, Tavondre Sweat, if he's on the board here, I'm pulling the trigger. I mean, his combine was amazing, and we really need like a good nose tackle to slide in there. This is interesting. This one, we do have these guys down here. Dominic Pooney would start at left guard. Mason McCormick is more of kind of a developmental guy, but we could develop him at both left guard and center, so I do like that. Cedric Van Pran, I do have a second-round grade on him, but I also have a second-round grade on Andrew Phillips and Malachi Corley. So, and we met with Malachi Corley, I believe. I really like him. I think I comp him to Golden Tate. I really, really like his game, and I think he would be a really good receiver to replace Lockett once he leaves. Andrew Phillips is good. I just don't know if he's versatile enough for Mike McDonald. And I think NFL teams might view him a bit lower in like the fourth, whereas I have a second round grade on him. But I really like Malachi Corley, and Dominic Pooney is very intriguing too. But I think I have to pull the trigger on Malachi Corley because he would easily come in and be our wide receiver 3 with Lockett gone. He would be there over Bobo. You know I love Bobo, but I don't trust him as a wide receiver 3 in this league. Not yet, because we haven't seen enough from him. He just reminds me of like Jermaine Kearse, who I don't really think was like a starting caliber receiver. So Malachi Corley on the board here. I just got to pull the trigger on that because I love his game. And it's great we didn't take Andrew Phillips because Kalen Bullock falls right into our lap here. I have a second round grade on Kalen Bullock as well. I really, really love Kalen Bullock. And if we have the opportunity to get him at 102, I'm sprinting to the podium because I want that guy. All right, now we got 2 picks in a row here, 117 and 118. Let's see who's here. I doubt Leonard Taylor will be here. Cooper Bebe will not be here. He'll be going in the second round. He's also an option at wherever we picked, 45, 46, I believe. Muhammad Kamara is very interesting, but I think what I'm going to look at here is Theo Johnson still on the board. That's very intriguing. I love his traits. I think he could be a really good fit for us and just come in as a great tight end too. So that's who I'm going to take right there. PFF isn't going to like it because they have him ranked really low. But we look here. I have Theo Johnson, top of the 4th. So if he falls to mid 4th, I'm grabbing him easily. Tyke Smith, I like him. He's versatile. They dropped him a little bit in their rankings, but I like Tyke Smith quite a bit. He's versatile. I think he could fit well with us. It's just we already took Kalen Bullock. If we're going purely off value, I think I might take Muhammad Kamara here because I do like his game a lot. We already took Tavondre Sweat, so I don't want to address too much on the interior. Sateo Laumea is a very intriguing prospect. He played tackle in college, but I think he'll play guard in the NFL. He's a bit undersized to play tackle, and I think he could slide into that left guard spot. And even if he's not a starter, I think he could be a really high level backup that could eventually blossom into an average starter. So I do like the idea of taking him here. I think that would be a good pick. There's really no one else. I like Kalen King just because of the pure potential. He was looked at as a first rounder midway through this season and then just dropped because of production. And so if he comes in, I think he could have a Reek Woolen type season. He comes in, he's a day 3 pick, and then he comes in and he's just really, really good. So I do like the idea of taking back-to-back Penn State players here. I really like that. I really like Kalen King. So I'm deciding between Kalen King, Sateo Laumea, or I think Edifwan Olufosio is still on the board too. Let's check here. Yeah, they have him ranked way low. They have him ranked at 263. I have a third-round grade on Edifwan. Where is he? Yep, I have an early third-round grade on Edifwan. I really like him, and I think he's a great fit for our defense. When I throw him on that more detailed big board, Seahawks are definitely going to be the top two for fits because I really, really like him. I think he's pretty versatile, and he can move around a lot, and he's got great run defense. But his only problem is the injuries, because he just can't really stay healthy. But I do like him. He can move in pass coverage, so I do really like him. See, there's a chance. I don't know how NFL teams view him because I think he could go in the late third, early fourth, but I also think he could go in the sixth. So if we're leaving it up to chance, definitely on PFF he will be here at 179. So we could wait, but in terms of the actual draft itself, I really don't think he'll be there at 179 just because of the pure traits and athleticism. But here I'm not sure because there are just some players on the board that I really want that I know aren't going to be there at 179. So I'm gonna take Kalen King here. I really like him, and it's purely a potential pick because he does have the potential to be a first-round talent. So I'm taking Kalen King here. Now let's look over our picks so far. So we got cornerback Kalen King, really like that. Mike Jackson and Trey Brown both gone next year. Artie Burns is gone next year as well. So good to get, even if it's just depth, good to get depth at that position. Theo Johnson, tight end 2. Kalen Bullock, so 2 secondary pieces. I really like that because our safeties right now, we have Rayshon Jenkins on 2 years, and then we got Julian Love on 1 year left. I hope we extend him, but 1 year left for him, and the other guy that we signed is on 1 year. Who did we sign? Honestly, it was like a depth signing, so it's not something that I remember. I'm gonna have to look that up, see who we signed, because it's completely fucking escaping my mind right now. Kayvon Wallace, that's who it is. He's on a 1 year deal, but he's a depth piece anyway, so I definitely don't think he'll start. Then we got our wide receiver Malachi Corley, Devondre Sweat. So we've gotten 3 picks on defense, 3 picks on offense because we got a right guard, defensive tackle, wide receiver, safety, tight end, cornerback. All right. I like Jalen Sundle. If he's available here, this might be very, very interesting. I know it says he played center here. I don't believe he could do that in the NFL. I think he is a good backup tackle, but he does have the experience to move inside. So if we do need him at left guard, right guard, I think he's able to. I think we could look at him as like a Jake Curhan type of guy who could play tackle and guard if we need him to. So I really like this here. I'm actually going to pull the trigger on Jalen Sundle because I really like his game quite a bit. And then we're here at 192. Here's where I'm going to take a linebacker. Edifwan, again, don't think he'll be here, but he is on this board, so we could pull the trigger on him. Jordan McGee, I like him a lot. I really like him. I think he's really underrated as a prospect. My comp for him is Tyrell Dodson, and everyone feels good about the Tyrell Dodson signing. So I would be really happy if we could get Jordan McGee in the 6th or the 7th. Jalen Ford, I think he goes in like the 4th or the 5th, so he could be another option there, like in the middle of the 4th for us. Tyron Hopper, I love him. He's like, it's just for athleticism and just the raw potential. I think he could be like Edgerrin Cooper, Edgerrin Cooper light, I would call him. He's really good. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on Edifon. If he is here at 192, there's no chance I'm going to pass on him. He's just too good a value. Too good a value. Ooh, okay, perfect value. I know we've already spent 2 picks on the secondary, but Trey Taylor is just a hard-hitting son of a bitch, and I love him. If he's on the board here, I don't think I can pass on him. Really good special teamer. He'll be great with the new kickoff rules, but he's really, really good as a day 3 pick. I really like him. Let's look who else is here. We do have Jordan McGee, J.J. Weaver, good edge prospect. Katana Ladapo, I think, goes in the 3rd or 4th. Josh Proctor is interesting. Delmar Glaze, ZTF is very, very intriguing. I think he could go in like the 4th or 5th too. But if he's here, that is really good value. So it's between Zion and Trey Taylor. And you know what? Just since we've addressed 2 picks into the secondary already, I'm gonna go with ZTF. Just because we haven't thrown a pick at edge yet. And I really like this draft that we did, because we got a future 2nd and then moved a future 6th into a future 4th. That's gonna look really good next year. I don't know. I think the Colts could be decent, but I don't think the Commanders will be that good. I think they'll end up with like a top 10 pick again. So that's an early 2nd round pick for us. I really like that. Then we got Christian Haynes. He would be our right guard, going forward. And we can move. I don't think we'd move Bradford to left guard. I don't think that would work. I think Bradford would just sit there as our backup right guard, and then we'd be able to cut Ankrum, which would be nice, or keep him as a backup for our left guard position. Or you could start Nick Harris at center and move Olu to left guard in this scenario. I think that might work. Might be all right. T'Vondre Sweat, really, really good player, really fast. I like him. I think he'd kind of fill in that nose tackle role. And we only have 1 more year of Jaron Reed, and Cam Young is completely unproven. So T'Vondre Sweat would be kind of that nose tackle that we've been looking for years, that we've just never had. Malachi Corley, great replacement for Lockett when he leaves. And I always see a lot of people saying, we do not need receiver. But I completely disagree. This is the best wide receiver class I've seen in a decade, So why would we, if we have the opportunity to take someone in the 3rd or 4th this year that would go in the 2nd next year, why wouldn't we do it, Because looking at next year's class, if we want someone with this level of value as Malachi Corley, we're going to have to pick a wide receiver in the back end of the 1st or the 2nd, There is the wide receiver class next year is just not nearly as deep. And so if we cut Lockett in the offseason next year, then we're going to have to draft a wide receiver, and then we're going to feel pressured to take one early on. Whereas now if we get one, we have a backup plan in case that does happen. So I like it. Kalen Bullock, really, really good safety prospect. I think he'd come in and start right away. We have Julian Love, Rayshawn Jenkins, but I think we're going to be running a lot of 3 safety sets. And Kalen Bullock is just, he's really good. He's my number 1 safety in the class. He's really, really good. So if he's there in the 4th, wow, I'm jumping on that. Theo Johnson, he just has such great potential. The production wasn't really there, but his potential is just insane, remarkable. So if he's on the board there at 117, I will feel really, really good if we can get him, because he just has the traits and athleticism to be a really good tight end in this league. Kalen King, I spent a lot of time talking about this, so I'm not gonna go over it too much, but I think Mike Jackson, Trey Brown, Artie Burns, all gone next year. Tariq Woolen, he's kind of up in the air. We don't know how he's going to perform if Mike can fix him. But Kalen King, once touted as a first-round prospect, not 6 months ago, he comes in the 4th round and is just really, really good value there, I think. Jalen Sundle, he's a great backup tackle. Stone Forsythe is gone next year. I mean, I hope we re-sign Stone Forsythe because I really like him. He proved to be a really good backup last year. But if we don't, we have Jalen Sundle to come in, be a good backup, and kind of fill that Stone Forsythe or Jake Curhan role where he could slide play tackle on both sides, or he could slide inside if you need him. And I really like that. Just his versatility there brings a lot to the table. Edifwan, like I said several times, doubt he's there at 192. If he is, we need to pull the trigger because it's just the potential is so high. The upside, I really, really like him. He's my 3rd linebacker. He's my linebacker 3 in this class. So if we have the opportunity to get him in the 6th, I am ecstatic. We need to pay. If we pass on him in the 6th, even if we pass on him in like the late 4th, I'll be upset. But if we pass on him in the 6th, I will be livid. So he's there. We take him. Really good upside. And ZTF, just a value pick, really. I mean, Trey Taylor was my highest value player on the board right there. Just because of... But I just didn't take him because we put a pick into quarterback and a cornerback and a pick into safety. It just didn't feel worth it to do another one into safety when we hadn't addressed several positions, such as our left guard position, our edge position. We didn't really address, running back, quarterback. So I just didn't feel right double dipping or triple dipping in this case because Kalen King is quite a versatile piece. So getting an edge there just does feel good, and I like him staying in Washington, staying in Seattle, and I just really like his upside. So that is our draft. Let's download this. I don't know if I did that already, but if I didn't, now we got it. All right, and let's go over to the predictive mock draft. Let's hop right in here. Start this bad boy up, and at pick 16, if Brock Bowers is here at 16 and we don't take him, I'm going to be upset. But I feel like if Brock Bowers is on the board at 16, instead of saying, wow, this is great value, let's take him, I think they could say, wow, this is really good trade value. Let's see what we could get. So, let's see. Trading back with the Bengals, I think Bengals would be most likely to take Brock Bowers. I don't think we could get a lot from them. Maybe a late 3rd. We could get like 97 just because of the value on the board. So 97. You know what? Trading back 2 spots and getting 97, I really like that. So, and there are some players on the board that I like that will be there in 2 picks. So trading down, getting a 3rd, a late 3rd at that, but a 3rd, I really like it, so we're going to do that. And they didn't trade up for Brock Bowers. All right. Well, if we trade back and Brock Bowers is still on the board, I can almost guarantee we'll take him. But we have 12 trades on the board because... Oh, look, the Bengals know they made a mistake. They're like, oh, no. I don't think we'd trade back twice in the first round, so I think we've already kind of hit our limit on trade backs. I don't think we'd do it again. If we were, I think Buccaneers would be interesting. Commanders, again, we've been talking with Commanders about a trade back, so that could work. But I think if Brock Bowers is on the board, even after a trade back, we're going to have to take him. So then we basically got a free late 3rd round pick and still got a generational tight end. Now here, this might look the same as my past mock, T'Vondre Sweat, we're meeting with him, I think, today. We already met with Malachi Corley. So I think if T'Vondre Sweat does fall to 81, I think he might be a pick right here. I think that's going to be the pick. Just very, very easy. Now at 97, I think Michael Hall still on the board is very intriguing. But we did just take T'Vondre Sweat. I don't think we dumped two day 2 picks into defensive interior. So I'm not going to do that. We did meet with Matt Goncalves, I believe. I like him just as a good backup, but taking him in the 3rd is just way too rich for me. I think Chris Abrams-Drain could be. I think he might be a pick here for us. I think he might. Like, he's not a great tackler, but he's really speedy. He can move with all the receivers. He's a versatile piece. I'm going to take KAD there for us. And we're on the clock at 102. This is going to be a value pick, I think. And who do we value? I mean, DTD, I think, might be one of the best value players on the board, but I just don't love his fit in Seattle. 7%. Oh man, I don't love his fit in Seattle. I don't. I just. But you know what? I'm not Mike. I'm not John Schneider. I think if they look at this guy on the board here, they could say he's a versatile piece. He can move around. He's really athletic. I think they pull the trigger on him here. And yeah, that's just how I feel. I don't know how John and Mike feel. That's what we're trying to guess here. So, all right, on the board here, who are they going to value best at 118 here? Or at 118, do you think they're looking more towards need? Do you think like Zach Zinter could be a pick here? Tanner Bortolini on the board could be an interesting pick. I don't think we're going to go after center though, unfortunately. I think guard and tackle are going to be the focuses if we're going offense or offensive line. I don't think center is going to be a target. I think Cedric Gray might be a target here. You know what? I think they really might view Sete Olamea as a good value pick here. And they might view him as an offensive interior. But I really don't like Cedric Gray, but we are going predictive here, and I think, well, although I forgot Jalen Ford is on the board. So if Jalen Ford is on the board, I think he's going to be the best value pick here, honestly, and I'm going to take him. So that's 4. The last 4 picks have gone into defense. So I guess that's how I think we'll do business. It's really hard to pass on Luke McCaffrey at 179. I just don't think he's the type of receiver we'll be looking at, which is really unfortunate. I love Luke McCaffrey, but I don't think we'd ever take him. I think Jaheim Bell is possible, but we did take Brock Bowers, so I don't think we'd do that. I think we could look at Hunter Nourzad as a guard. Like, he started at center, but he started at left guard in 2022, and he wasn't too bad. And he started at tackle. I mean, he's undersized to play tackle in the NFL, but I think he could be a pick that we look at as a versatile guy. Layden Robinson is interesting. I don't like him this early. Tanner Bortolini won't fall this far. Javion Cohen is interesting. I mean, he is a left guard prospect, and you know what? I think like round 6 and 7 is when John Schneider really will be addressing our needs. So I think Javion Cohen at 179 is definitely possible. All right, then looking on the board here, I think let's look at the tackles on the board. Ethan Driscoll is on the board. I do like Ethan Driscoll quite a bit. Caden Wallace is interesting. I think just getting a good backup right tackle for Abe Lucas just in case he goes down. And you know what? Delmar Glaze still on the board. I like him. I have a decently high grade on him, I believe. Because I looked at him and I remember really liking him. Unless I forgot to move him up. I have him in the 5th here. I still need to move him up a bit, I think. He's definitely ahead of like Anthony Belton and Ladarius Henderson for me. Why do I have Ladarius Henderson in the 5th and in the 7th? That's not right. Just take him out of there. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Delmar Glaze. Yeah, I think Delmar Glaze on the board. I think that's going to be the pick here if he does fall to 192. It's just a good depth piece, good backup. I like that. Trey Taylor on the board, very, very intriguing. Again, just like last time, we took two picks on the secondary already. So I don't know if we'll do that. I think running back could be an interesting pick here, depending on who's on the board. I do like Jawar Jordan a lot. I like Jawar Jordan quite a bit. Where do I have him on my big board? I have him 7th, but I really like him. In terms of like a mid 7th round pick, if he's here, I really like him. Let's pull the trigger on Jawar Jordan, get that running back 4, because we did just release Brian Koback, so I think that could be an interesting pick there. Something that we do, and this is actually a good draft. I think we get Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers and Noah Fant is an incredible tight end room, and he's our tight end of the future. Getting Brock Bowers, we can cut Noah Fant next year. I wouldn't like it, but we can cut Noah Fant next year and be fine. But even if we don't, even if we extend Noah Fant and Brock Bowers as our tight ends of the future, oh my God. But we traded back, got basically Chris Abrams drained for free. So we don't even have to worry about like reaching on a pick there at 97 because it was basically free. We still got the guy we would have taken at 16, so I like it. Devondre Sweat, I already talked about him in the other one, so just a guy to come in, replace Jaron Reed once he leaves. Chris Abrams drain, I think I've taken him a few mocks in a row. So I've already explained it a couple times. It makes sense. He's just a versatile piece that I think Mike McDonald would really fall in love with. DTD, I spent a lot of time talking about this. I think I don't like him as a fit for Seattle, but if he does, fall to 102, I think they could view him as a good versatile piece that could come in and just be a good rotational piece. Jalen Ford at 118, just great value there. I think he could go early 4th. So if he's on the board and we take him, I will be pretty happy about that. Javion Cohen, he's a decent left guard prospect. I think round 6, 7, that's when we're going to start focusing on need. So if he's there at 179, I think we look at him as the best left guard on the board and just pull the trigger. Same with Delmar Glaze. If he's on the board at 192, it's just a really good value pick, and we do need like a good backup right tackle for the future because we don't have Curhan anymore, and I don't think we'll be keeping George Fant on a 2-year, $14 million deal. I don't think we'll be keeping him next year. So getting Delmar Glaze, really good value, and really good backup. Jawar Jordan, I love him. He's a really good player. He's a really, really good player. The thing is, he didn't get a lot of playing time because Isaac Garendo, my running back 1, was in front of him. So Jawar Jordan he's kind of like Roshan Johnson behind Bijan. He kind of didn't really get as many opportunities to stand out, and so I like his potential. I like him coming in here and being a running back 4, maybe a good special teamer. But I like that. This is our this is our predictive mock draft, and this is our ideal mock draft right here. So guys, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you learned some things. Make sure to check out my big board and this new NFL draft order spreadsheet, which also has my more in-depth big board, only the first 2 rounds and a couple picks after that. I did Jaden Hicks and Isaac Garendo, first 2 picks of the 3rd round right after that. But it's got best team fits, my pro comparisons. So if you want to check that out, that's also going to be in the description. But hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And take care, guys. See you next week.